going to be trying to help you learn how to do some dream weaving. I know a lot of people have been having trouble with it, and I've gotten a lot of requests and a lot of people asking how the hell Jay and I make the dreams we do. So I figured I'd throw together a little bit of a tutorial, maybe make it into a series. I haven't quite decided yet. But in this episode, we're going to cover the absolute bare bones basics of dream weaving. So, of course, the big question is, where the heck do you start when you're looking to make a dream? Well, the first things you have to consider are what kind of dream you want and what kind of roleplay you're looking to attract. Are you looking to attract more mature slave roleplay? Are you looking to attract kingdom kind of fantasy roleplay? Are you looking to do feral roleplay? You have to figure out what demographic and what genre you're trying to get into. And with that comes with what map do you want to upload in. Are you looking to upload in Fern? Are you looking to upload in Hawthorne or Imaginarium or the Wild? Those two kind of go together. And then what member base you're appealing to. Now, while it might seem like it's answering the same question as the first two, it's not quite. Because you can appeal to a member base that's modern fantasy, high fantasy. You can appeal to a member base that's specifically foot fetishist if you want to. I know there are a few dreams out there that do that. Or whatever kind of group you're looking to get a hold of. And once you've got those figured out, you can figure out roughly what kind of look you want your dream to go for. And with that comes to what patches are available. If you want to make a super modern dream or a sci-fi fantasy dream, well, it's going to be harder to find patches for sci-fi because medieval roleplay is far more common on Furcadia, though I have seen the occasional sci-fi dream, and only a couple of them really look good. So you're going to need to evaluate whether or not your dreams are possible with what's out there. And then, of course, you're going to need to know how many members you want. Do you want to just have maybe, you and your friends? Is it a home dream? Is it going to be something you're going to try and really build an empire out of? With that in mind, you're going to need to have space for all these people. If you're just looking to make a home dream, it's fine to have 3-4 rooms and call it a day. If you're looking to have 30-40 people a night and you have 3 or 4 rooms, no one's going to be able to find anything. And no one's going to be able to accomplish much. And ignore that little message in the corner of my screen. Now, once you've figured out what you're doing, how many people you want to have, you want to know where the hell you're going to find patches. Romeheart is god of patches. If you want a patch, go to Romeheart. The address is on the screen there. Punch in what you're looking for, and chances are you'll probably find something. It is the most extensive and useful patch archive I've found yet. And second to that are the Furcadia forums. You can find them at the obvious address there. Go to the patches section down at the very bottom, and you'll find a lot of people advertising or looking to, find patches and offering patch sets. And then, of course, there's the option of commissioning them from individual artists. I know Furcadia Art Zone has a lot of artists out there, though I don't want to really advertise them. And then there's the option of making them yourself, if you know how. If you don't know how, well, it's kind of a pain. And again, ignore the message in the corner of my screen. It's like Oz, it doesn't exist. Well, now that you have patches, and now that I've given you where you're going to find them, a lot of people don't know how to use them. Now, you could rename it Item E and just pop it in your folder and use that one patch, but why use one when you can use 20? When I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. And then, of course, there are the people that think you have to copy-paste every single item into a patch file, and dear God, have pity on you people. You will love me because I'm going to introduce you to Patch Fusion. So from there, we're going to move on to how to use Patch Fusion and exactly why it's your friend, and whoever made it should get steak and blowjobs for the rest of his life. Alright, this handy little program is Patch Fusion. It looks like that when you download it to your desktop and have it installed. It doesn't look like much from here, but I swear to you it will become your best friend. Now, for the purposes of this program, and for the purposes of this little series I'm making on dreamweaving, we're going to make a little town farm dream, nothing all that intense. So, I'm going to go into the dream. I already have a lot of stuff in here, but I'm going to go to my Item E because I want to add some patches to it. As you can see, you click and drag it over to the top box, because this is where everything is going to be going. As you can see, I've got a lot of farm items in here, and a lot of growing thises and that's, and I have a lot of the mean streak items in here because I use her stuff, because I worship her like the goddess she is. So from there, I don't really have any specific patches that I want, but as you can see, I have a huge patch library, largely thanks to, well, Romeheart. The only patches I have made are in this folder. Everything else in this folder belongs to the people that have made it, and everything in any file I make belongs to the people that have made it. Now, I downloaded the Dragon's Hollow patch from Dreamer's Day, and it is one of the most lovely patches I've ever seen. Kaylin Fiai did an amazing job. So I'm going to click and drag the item E from this patch, which is what I'd like to use, over here into the bottom, so I can get a couple of these items here at the end. Now, I like those. I'd like to add some ladders into my patch, so I select the end, select the item I want to insert, and then click Insert After. This item is now in the other patch with all of the information in it. This item will be walkable, gettable, sittable, whatever it is in this. So you don't need to go through and rewrite all of the shape properties, thank goodness. It is such a pain to have to do that, and anyone that does any DreamWeaving will know it. Okay, now I have that little ladder, and I can scroll through the rest of the patch and see whatever else is in that patch that I'd like to use. You know, see if there's anything cool in here that I'd like to borrow. She's got some neat weather, but we do weather in a different manner, so I'm not going to bother with that. She's got some pretty horses, but they don't quite match with the other patch I'm using, so I'm not going to use those. That is something I'll go into, is making sure that things match later, but for now, we're just going to look at this. Hey, it's a neat desk. So, it's pretty simple. I mean, you're looking at pretty much the extent of what you need to do in Patch Fusion. Now, if you wanted to animate something, or have something animated, let me see if I can find an animated item here that isn't. Actually, I think there's a candelabra back here that isn't. Alright, there it is. Now you see how those, whoops. You see how those candle items look like they'd be animated? Now you'd have to, back in the old days, you'd have to do it with DS. Fortunately, now we have KitterSpeak and don't need to worry about DSing animations, and things can be much smoother. However, in order to insert an animated item, I'm going to do the first frame here because that's the candelabra that I want to use. Then you click Subframes. And now, these will be the frames of animation. I'll have to go through and put in the code for the KitterSpeak, but when you use Patch Fusion, any animations that are with an item will come along with the item, so you can import animations without going frame by frame by frame, which when you're operating with 15-20 frames like I do on occasion makes things so much easier. And any animated items have that little Annie sign down at the bottom, which makes it very easy to identify what items are animated and what aren't. So we're going to save that in our patch here and go back and check out the dream here. Now, I actually have this dream open down at the bottom of the editor. That's not it at all. I thought I did. And as you can see, I've done absolutely nothing with it. That will be the next installment. So now you know how to get a patch and merge patches together. You have a basic idea of where to start when you're going to be creating a dream. And in the next section, I'm going to talk about the basics of dream building, how to make rooms, how to make things look nice, you know, just the absolute basics. So I thank you for watching the video, and I hope it's somewhat helpful. Have a good night.